Ha! Hey everyone, Hassan here. Welcome to the world of Ha. Today I have another Power Rangers video for you, and this is a special one. So, many months ago, I came across the fact that there's a couple companies out there making Power Rangers figures in a 1/6 scale, similar to Hot Toys figures. So for those that haven't seen Hot Toys figures, they are very detailed, much more expensive than your typical action figure, and they have like, you know, kind of fabric and stuff to make their suits look more realistic, and they're really cool looking. And so there were a couple companies making unofficial Power Rangers ones. One of them, there's these Figure-born figures, and I did a review of this Mighty Morphin Red Ranger, which actually is pretty good overall. You know, there's some things that could be a little bit better, but overall I really like this figure. I thought it was pretty cool. And then I came across these from Ace Toys, and they have the entire Mighty Morphin team. I know Figure-born actually has or is going to release the team as well, but Ace Toys had the whole team, along with green and white, and I think they even have armored red, which I did not get at this time, but we'll see. Maybe I will order it if I like these. And so I thought, I'm going to pre-order the entire series, the whole Mighty Morphin team. It took a while to release, and by the time I got these, Hasbro had already announced official ones. So they are actually making official figures, 1/6 scale by 3/0. They're actually on HasbroPulse.com, so you can go on HasbroPulse.com and pre-order. It looks like these are actually all sold out though, but there might be other retailers that have them. They are $99 each, or you can buy a whole team for $5.49. They're expensive. These are not your typical action figures, but these are by 3/0. So I was kind of in this dilemma of, oh god, I've already paid for these Ace Toys figures, and now they've announced official ones. Am I going to buy the 3/0 ones? I don't think so, because I've already spent a good amount of money on these Ace Toys figures. And so I know these are not official, so I do want to put that caveat out there. These are not officially licensed by Hasbro. And that is a downside to this, because I do want to support official products. But at the time that I ordered all these and I couldn't get a refund, there were no official products, and there was no indication that they would make official products, so I was pleasantly surprised by it. So I just wanted to give that little bit of backstory to let you know about that. I'm not planning on getting the 3/0 figures as of now, but honestly, the Mighty Morphin Red helmet on the 3/0 figures looks a little odd anyways. So, with that being said, this is the Ace Toys review. I will compare Mighty Morphin Red with the Figure-born Red, because I do have that, but that's really the only comparison that I can truly do. So, let's take a look. These are some giant boxes here that are going to be very difficult to show. So I'm going to have to kind of maneuver the camera in special ways here. But I bought a pack that has the 5 Mighty Morphin team in one big box. So that's why there's a giant box here versus, you know, if they were probably all sold separately. So on the top, it just tells you, they call them Yellow Hero, Blue Hero, right? Instead of like Power Ranger, just the classic Mighty Superhero, because again, it's unofficial figures here. But let's put this box, because that's actually the top of the box. The sides just really just say Ace Toys, 12-inch action figure, and all sorts of other fun stuff like that. But really, right, the main fun here is the actual items. So let me see how I'm even going to try and do this. Let me, lift off the cover here, and then I'll show you what's inside once I can get that off. Alright, so lift up my camera here, and at the top you see this, the classic Mighty Superhero box set. So you get this cool image right here of what looks to be the figures themselves, and this is just a little insert like that. And what's this? Ace? Oh, is this an actual... Is there anything inside of this? Alright, let me put down the camera for a second here. So I want to do a little bit of an unboxing, and then, you know, of course we'll do a full review as well later in the video, but I can't even open this box. The sides are like, it's hard to slide out. Give me a second. And we're going to see what exactly is inside of here. Okay, done. So, oh, okay. So they have this combined Power Blaster. Yo, this looks sick. I don't know if this is exclusive. This might be exclusive to the team set, which is why I bought this. I think it might be. Okay, we're going to have to take a look at this in some detail. I'm going to put this down to the side for now. But that's pretty sick. Anything else in here? I think there is, actually. There's like a base or something. Some type of a stand. Okay, so you do get some sort of a stand there. And that seems to be it. All right. So move that to the side. And then we have the actual boxes here for the figures. So let's try and slide them out. So here's what each box basically looks like. So let me get these out of this box here and get organized. All right, I got them out of the box. Now, I did also get the green and white Rangers separately, so they just came in boxes just like that. So I wanted to kind of line them all up here so we can take a look at them all together. Now, inside, so here was the combined Power Blaster. So I do want to showcase this up close, since this might be an exclusive here. Now this is already combined. You cannot take these apart. I think the Rangers probably come with their individual weapons. I will say this is okay. I think the paint is a little bit messy. Not gonna lie, you know, like right there. And the weapons just look a little like darker, you know, to me, versus how bright and I don't know, like they just look a little, it looks a little more like worn out, you know, like this is the Rangers at the end of their time as the Mighty Morphin team or something. They've gone through some wear and tear. It's sort of just the general impression that these weapons give, or the color scheme here. But overall, it's a really good size. Like this is huge though, as you can see from my hands. Like this is, I've never gotten a Power Blaster this size with any action figure. It has a very sharp tip, by the way. And then there's this thing which came in 2 pieces, so you could assemble on. Now, I'll be honest, I don't know what this is for. This came with the Power Blaster, which makes me think it's for this. And there's only one, so it's not necessarily for the Rangers, I would imagine. But I also can't figure out how to display it, and maybe I'm just not, you know, being very smart about this or something. I tried different ways of doing this. There's this, but like it kind of sits, and maybe this is sort of what it's supposed to be. I'm not sure what the point of this part is. I don't know. You can play with it. Let me know in the comments if you know exactly what that's for. But I just wanted to mention, you know, that's what it comes with. So we're going to put these to the side and take a look at the actual Rangers now and see what they look like. So let's start in order here with our red hero. So all the boxes look the same, you know, same style like that. So I'm not going to spend too much time on all that, but let's pop this open slowly but surely, and boom. So product information. Please do not unplug the joint directly. If you would like to change the joint, please use a hair dryer to warm the hands slightly. If you'd like to take the weapon, please use a hand dryer to warm the hands slightly and make them soft. So already you're getting some warnings, you know, potentially that these things can break, which is a little scary for the price point here. So again, unofficial products. Keep that in mind. But inside, here we go. You ready for this? We have the Mighty Morphin Red Ranger. I'm already realizing this is not the same scale as the Figureborn figure. I didn't pay attention to that, apparently, and that's not a bad thing. I just for comparison's sake, I didn't realize that's a big difference. When I was talking about the Figureborn figure in my review, I was like, oh yeah, I got the Ace Toys thing, and it's going to be, you know, we'll do a comparison. I didn't realize we're looking at a totally different scale. So the Figureborn ones are not 1/6 scale, so keep that in mind. All right, this is actually going to be tough to fit in my camera frame. I did not expect that, but there's the Red Ranger right there. At a quick glance, looks pretty good, but again, we'll take an up-close look. I just wanted to mention that. And inside, basically what you have, so he comes with 2 fists, and then looks like he's got 2, like, grabby hands for weapons and accessories, and then this one here with kind of these open fingers like that. Does have the power sword as well, and then the power blasters. So we'll take a look at all those specifics. But that's how that is packaged. So that is really, really interesting. All right, you know what? Rather than just go through a quick little unboxing like that, you're going to see all the figures anyways. So let me just open up all these. This is basically the style that they're going to look like in the package. And then let's take a look at the figures out of the box. So I have the Ace Toys figures out of the box. I do have green and white as well. I just didn't have space to display them just yet. I will show them a little later in the video with the whole team. But I wanted to start with the main 5. So I'd like to amend the statement that I made at the beginning of this video. At the beginning of this video, I said I have no plans of buying the 3-0, the official figures. I think I want the official figures. Yeah, okay, let me sum this up. I am disappointed by these Ace Toys figures. These are not great, and I do not recommend them. Okay, I do not recommend these Ace Toys figures. And we're going to be talking about it in detail as I go through this. But I'm disappointed by these. I'm disappointed. Now, these are unofficial, right? And that's the price that you got to pay. But the Figureborn figure, unofficial, pretty solid. My biggest complaint of the Figureborn ones was that the gloves here were kind of grayish, which made them look kind of weird. But if you could ignore that, I mean, the figure itself was really solid looking overall. Nice detail, like on the power morpher and everything, like really, really nice. The sword is good, right? Overall pretty solid. Now, obviously, this is a smaller scale figure, so different thing. If you're interested in a bigger size figure, Figureborn's not for you. This is still unofficial, right? I don't know how the official one is because I can't compare, but real quick, one thing I do want to point out, look at the power swords, right? Look at the Figureborn one on the right, and then on the left side is the Ace Toys one. Look at how dark red that is. And I mentioned that in the Power Blaster, but look at how dark red that is. That is not accurate. That is bad. It doesn't look good. And it especially was bad for me when you take the Yellow Ranger's weapons and look at what they look like. Look at the Yellow Ranger and then look at those power daggers. Tell me in what world are these the Yellow Ranger's power daggers? What kind of crap is that? These are brown. That's not, no, that's not, I can't, no, I'm sorry, that's bad. Again, these are unofficial, so I guess, you know, it is what it is, and I guess to expect this type of bad quality, but I do want to point that out. So let's go through these in a bit more detail. We're going to start with the Red Ranger. This is going to be hard to show on camera because they are so big, and trying to fit this on the camera is going to be very, very difficult here. But I will try my best. And also, they don't stand up very well, by the way. It took me a while to get them to stand up. Their feet are flimsy. So there's that. They may be falling over. As you can see, like the Red Ranger kind of has a hard time. Obviously, you can bend the legs and try in other poses, and I'll do that in a little while, but I just wanted to mention that. So here's the figure itself. Pretty good size overall. You know, these are the style of figures, if you've never seen them before, they have this like fabric material. So unlike action figures where you can see all the joints, they're hidden by the fabric. So they look more humanoid, right? So when you bend at the elbow, there's like folds in the fabric and it looks more realistic, like an actual person almost, right? So you can start to see where that sort of, you know, looks a bit better than your typical action figure. That's why there's a higher price point on this sort of thing, right? Because of that type of detail. Now with these figures, what I will say is, let's take a look at the detail. One, I will say the helmets are not bad. They're not bad overall. They're not perfect, but they're not too bad. And the Mighty Morphin Red Ranger seems to be quite difficult to get right for some reason. And in this case, I feel like they did it pretty well. As you can see, right? There it is right there. You got some good detail, and and it looks like a decent shape. That's the one thing about the official 3-0 figures. The visor is so like narrow and stretched out that kind of bugs me, because this is like one of my all-time favorite Ranger designs, a classic Mighty Morphin Red. And if the official product can't get it right, that's kind of a bummer. But also the Lightning Collection figure had the same problem. So I don't know what the deal is. But anyways, there's that. The Power Morpher, though, look at that. It looks a little messy. Like, it starts to say Power Rangers maybe, but it kind of cuts off and the top part's just blobs, like it's not even words. So it just looks a little messy there. So there's that. The other thing that is a little annoying, I guess it's maybe for movement, but the boots like slide up and down a little. So you just have to make sure when you're posing it that you slide them down all the way. I guess that's not too big of a deal. But I do want to mention that at least. So as far as articulation then, right, because that's a big selling point. I guess I should also mention they have the little holster for the Blade Blaster, which I did put inside all of them, so just for demonstration purposes. So of course the head can rotate, all the way around, all different ways. So you do have that. The arms, on these types of figures, like you can't necessarily go 360 degrees, and that sort of makes sense too, right? Because the fabric's starting to fold, so that's fine. But good range of motion there. Good, elbow joint as well. You got a swivel, fist movement. So you got some good range of motion there. On the chest, you can do that. There's maybe a little bit of swivel, but not too much. The legs will stretch apart, but you don't want to rip the fabric either. Does move forward. Is this a double joint at the knee? I think so, maybe. Feels that way. And then of course the foot, which again, if you slide the boot, you can really see it there. It just kind of sticks out. The boot's supposed to cover it, or not the boot, but the leg part of it, so there's that. So I mean, you can get some interesting poses out of it as well. If you really want to. Once I get the weapons displayed, I'll definitely have a pose to kind of show you. But there's that. So I do want to mention, all of the guys come with the same set of hands. So that's the two fists, or not fists, sorry. Well, the two fists pre-installed, then the weapon hands, and then they each come with just the one, looks like for the left hand, with 2 fingers out like that. So all the guys come with that. And then all the female Rangers, so they come with 2 fists, again, pre-installed. And then they come with 2 weapon hands. And they are a little bit smaller size than the guy ones. And then they also come with 2 of these style hands, rather than just the left hand that the guys come with. So they come with left and right hand in this style. So you get 1 extra hand with the female Rangers. So they all do come with their Blade Blaster, like this, which paint-wise, like detail-wise, is pretty good. It's just too dark of a red than what it should be. And then you also come with it in the blaster form as well. Okay. So there's that. Let's take a look at the Black Ranger. I'm not going to go through articulation again because it's the same, but there's the helmet, in case you wanted to see that. Pretty good. Pretty solid overall. Power Morpher. Again, like, the dino part is fine, but the paint on the letters and stuff is bad. Here you can kind of make out the Mighty Morphin at the top, but it's like, it's all faded and it's not great. So, there's that. This head is also a little loose. I've noticed his head just slides back a little. It's kind of odd. So anyways, we'll have to figure that out. Here's Blue Ranger, Billy. Taking a look at the helmet. Not too bad. Excuse me, I had to sneeze there. There's the Morpher. Not great. But there it is. Alright, let's take a look at the female Rangers here. I'll start with yellow. So here's yellow, a little bit shorter than the guys. But there she is. Helmet looks good, although I feel like there's extra lines than there should be, right? Like, I don't remember there being lines like that out to the side. It seems a little too much. I think they went a little overboard on that. I don't think that's accurate. Power Morpher also is okay. It's a little bit better than some of the others, but still not great. I don't know, man. I really don't know. I feel like the proportions are a little off on these two because I feel like the legs are long, but the upper body is kind of short, right? Like, the proportions don't look right there. I think on Pink it looks a little bit better, so I don't know what it is exactly. Maybe it's because she has the skirt on that too, so the proportions are a little hidden because of the skirt. Like, it just does, the legs don't look as long. But there's something about the proportions here that are kind of weird. Also, the yellow, I know it's hard to get the fabric yellow to match the helmet yellow, but it is a little darker on the helmet, so that does kind of stick out a bit too. It's kind of odd. It actually, honestly, it looks worse on the camera than it does in person. I will say that. The camera makes it look really different. In person, it's not quite as different, the shade of yellow, but it still is different. Articulation-wise, though, you know, again, it's going to be quite similar as with the guys. So you do have that movement. You know, I don't know that there's going to be too much different necessarily. Double joint at the knee and same old stuff here as well. Okay. And Pink Ranger right here. Again, I don't remember there being lines like that going all the way around. Unless I'm remembering wrong. It seems a little over-designed. And it seems like the visor is a little too big from what I remember. I don't know. It seems a little odd. Also, it looks like they missed the black line of paint at the top there. So, you know, that's a bad-looking power coin. That just does not look great. So she does have the skirt, so it makes her proportions look a little bit better at least. But still not the greatest. And same articulation stuff, so I'm not going to spend too much time on all that. Weapon-wise, so here's the power sword, as I showed before. Here's the power lance. So you only get... So here's how this works, right? So these actually do have these detachable pieces here. Although I don't know if that one's actually supposed to be detachable. It should be, right? Yeah, there we go. So, okay, so you can have the power lances like this. So I don't know if it's meant to... No, it's not actually going to combine. That's what I thought. It doesn't have the right... Like, there's no connector piece like on the axe and stuff. So they're not actually going to combine, but you can separate this out just like that. And then, you know, these can attach back in and then connect for this massive, massive power lance. So there you have that. That is actually... Is that accurate? I mean, I guess so. If compared to the size of the Ranger, I guess it should be. I don't know. I already showed you the power daggers, which are absolute trash. That is just not yellow. Power axe, just very muted colors again. Like, the colors are just bad on this. This does slide though, so you can, you know, use it both ways. So you do have that. And then you do have the power bow right here, along with the arrow, so you can kind of pose as needed. So, lots there. Really, the last thing I'm going to show you is these kind of actually posed with some of their weapons. So let's take a look and see what that looks like. Alright, so I was going to show you the whole team posed with their weapons, but I can't even do that. That's how terrible these things are. So I got red. So just as a proof of concept, because this one is not as bad as some of the other Rangers. You know, I mean, I know the power sword's not the greatest shade of red. It's a little too dark, but like overall, look, it looks good, right? Like I don't mean to say that this is just not there's nothing redeeming about these. I just mean that if you're paying the money, like, I feel like they should be better. But, all right, well, one, getting him to stand up is a challenge. And maybe that's where I need to use this stand. Maybe that's, there we go, whatever. You get the idea, right? You can pose it different ways. It's fine. I actually, by the way, broke one of the hands already. I know it said to use a blow dryer, a hair dryer thing. I did not, because I just don't have the patience for that, and these things are trash anyways. So fair warning, I technically didn't follow the instructions, so I might have salvaged this hand if that's the case. However, what I feel like a hairdryer is not going to solve is, after I just got the Red Ranger, I was going to get the Blue Ranger with the power land, so I needed to swap out the hands. But look what happens with these hands, is you take them off, this part comes out of the hand. So, like, the hairdryer is it may or may not loosen the other joint, but, like, I have the opposite problem. Like, the other half of this joint came off, and then I tried to swap out another one, and then another thing broke. I broke another hand. I can't even take these hands off the Blue Ranger to display with the power land. So, yes, I didn't use a hairdryer technically, but I also feel like some of these issues are just that the joints suck. And so I can't display anything. So you're just going to have to be satisfied with that Red Ranger by itself. So I did want to show you, for completion's sake, green and white Rangers. Just to continue on this review, I did buy them separately. So maybe, you may like these better and may want just those Rangers separately. So here is the Green Ranger in the box. Just wanted to mention. So hand-wise, he comes with the same two fists and hand as the other male Rangers, but he also comes with this hand here, which is obviously meant to be for more of the Dragon Dagger. So that is one difference there. So let's take him out of the packaging. I just wanted to show you him with all of the accessories. And here is the Green Ranger. Overall, I think pretty decent. Helmet looks good. I think the helmet, they got, colors right. I don't know. I feel like sometimes the black lines, they might do a little bit too much, but there it is there. The shield is not too bad, actually. A nice shiny gold. So definitely, that looks pretty good. And then the coin, they got the Dragon Dagger piece okay. It is still a little messy on the top there. However, look, silver power morpher, not gold. That is quite frustrating. But what's also frustrating is check out the official Green Ranger one. Also has a silver power morpher. So even if you buy the official one, they still are going to be wrong. So it's just like, come on, you can't get a certain thing right. It's just, these are the iconic characters. You should get those details right. At least on the official product. These are unofficial, so I'm sure they didn't care, but there's that. What you do get is the Sword of Darkness, which this part looks okay. This I feel like is not right, but the bottom part there, that seems weird, but there it is right there. And then of course you get the Dragon Dagger as well, which is decent. I think this one has got some good paint on it, so at least there's that, right? Dragon Dagger can go into the holster on the side there as well. So I did want to point that out. Okay, so that's the Green Ranger. I'm not going to go through much more because articulations, all that is going to be pretty much the same, except for obviously the shield there. This is kind of a harder material, so it's not really going to bend as much, if you want to pose it, so do keep that in mind. So it's not like attached to the fabric, but it's tight, right? So it is above, it isn't a shield that has been put on top of it, but it is tight. So last but not least, then of course we have the White Ranger right here. So he comes with the same fists as all the other guys. So sort of those fists there, the 2-finger one there. But then he also has this style hand, which is like the grabby hand, but with the fingers kind of opened up a little bit more. Meant for Saba, of course. So let's take a look at the White Ranger himself. Now we're talking here. So this White Ranger, I think is absolutely the best of the bunch. And I'll tell you why. One, the helmet looks good. And they didn't have all those extra lines that they had to fill in, so they didn't go overboard on that. Like, it looks accurate. The shield looks accurate. It looks really solid, really nice. The buckle, they don't have to, that's a very easy design. They didn't screw that up. This is actually really, really good. So the White Ranger may be worth a purchase. Now, you still have some of the other issues with the joints and stuff, but that's, you know, that might be doable depending on how you want to pose it. You can maybe get the hairdryer to make it work. But that White Ranger looks good, right? Like that looks really, really nice. Really solid overall. And here is Saba, which also looks really good. They did go with a bit more of a weathered look to it in terms of there's some like grayish, like dirt and stuff, kind of what it would look like versus just a pure clean white Saba. But it still looks really, really nice. Great detail on it as well. So yeah, I mean, overall, like this looks really, really solid. Now, the only thing here, I don't think this is detachable, right? Yeah. So I don't know how or what quite exactly this holster is going to do, right? Like Saba. Actually, I take that back. I just noticed this is Velcro. Oh, okay. Actually, well, I take that back. This is actually, again, the White Ranger is good. Look at that. So there's Velcro around there so you can attach the sword. Okay. All right, I see you. Okay, White Ranger looking good. White Ranger looking good. Maybe redeemed this whole thing. So, there's that. I really don't know what more to say on these Ace Toys figures. I think, look, the Rangers and the weapons and stuff, like, there's issues with them. Some people may be okay with it, right? Like, some Rangers are better than others. The Red Ranger, there's things that you can accept, right? The darker power sword, okay, whatever. The Morpher, fine. Look, that doesn't look too bad overall, right? The problem is when you start to get the whole team together and then you get some of their other power weapons on display, it looks a little funky. You know, so it's kind of hit or miss. And I just think for the price point that you're paying, just be wary. And then the joints and just the you got to be very careful with some of those joints, right? Whereas White Ranger, pretty fantastic, right? I think this looks really, really good. So, you know, you just got to take the chance if you really are interested. Just keep in mind these are unofficial products, and so your mileage may vary on some of these. But that's pretty much it for these Ace Toys figures. I'm gonna look into those 3-0 figures. I'm not saying 100% for sure that I'm gonna buy them. I'm gonna look into them to see if they're even still worth it. Because like I said, the Green Ranger, the Power Morpher's wrong on that one anyways. So I'm gonna look into it. We'll see. But for now, you know, I have these, and hopefully this review helped give you some more information. Maybe you still want to get them, which, hey, fine, more power to you. But I do want to warn you on some of the things that I saw that disappointed me. So White Ranger, I fully recommend. The other Rangers are pretty hit or miss. So your mileage may vary on those. But anyways, let me know in the comment section below what you thought as well. Are you planning on getting any of these? Have you got any of these? Or did you pre-order the 3-0 official ones? And let me know what your thoughts are. Thank you all so much for watching. As always, take care, and I will see you later.